essentially a reservoir where they have to have a body remade for them. Stormcasts are more akin to demons than they are to undead. Like, they have physical forms that can be destroyed, but their overall essence is immortal. Like, if you're gonna call them anything, you would call them demonic. You would not call them undead.
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my ass out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
You want to play Gwent? I do want to play. How would I explain the difference between destruction factions like Oryx and Castle and Beast of Chaos?
Not pleasant at all. I gotta see your mother. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now. I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
The big difference between a destruction race like Oryx and a Chaos Aligned race like Beast of Chaos comes down to why they do what they do. A chaos race like Beastmen, or the Beasts of Chaos, they desire to see everything cast into disorder and ruin. They slaughter and slay in the service of dark powers, whether it be Morgr or the Primal Beast or Kraken Rock, because they ultimately seek to return the world to an order in which they are king, and all forms of advancement and civilization and purity are stomped beneath their hooves, and the world is cast into a burning hellscape. The forces of destruction are more like a more natural force of violence. They like to fight purely for the sake of fighting, because it's fun, because it gives them enjoyment and a good time. They're bullies who like to do whatever they want and don't want to be told what to do. They smash themselves against civilization, not because its mere existence like angers them, but because they view it as a challenge and it's gonna be fun. Destruction is not really a sinister force. It's more of a natural force that's either too uncaring or too stupid to really think about the ramifications of what it's doing. It's just there to prove it's the best. And it's gonna kick, smack, bite, or stomp anybody in its way that tries to tell them what to do. You can kind of think of it as like the forces of chaos are corruptive forces that are destructive for a purpose. Whereas the forces of destruction just like to destroy stuff because it's fun. Like they just want to smash everything and prove that they're the boss. They're the big bads. Nobody's better. Nobody's smarter. For them, it's almost more like a game. It's just, unfortunately for everyone, the way they have fun is by being violent motherfuckers. Chaos is much more insidious. No time to explain!
No time to explain. Trust me, please.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
Would the forces of destruction kill women and children? Oh yeah, definitely.
A fire fit for Bellatane. Except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square. Uttered not a word on our way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room.
What the hell? Okay, so the murderer's already here.
Hear that?
Sounds like
Calm and quiet.
it sounds like the murderer
All
may have
seems to be
forced her
in
to
order.
burn all that stuff and is
Go
waiting
in,
for her.
just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
He ran out the other door! Catch him!
Ah, shit. No time for you.
Spread out! Murder We're still here. There he is! Get him!
Nope. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Wait, do I have to kill these guys? I don't have a quest objective. I don't know where he went.
Oh, break your bones! Shit.
I couldn't see where he went. Nah, I should have been chasing. I should have been chasing. I'm gonna reload that.
Halt! For I put a bolt between your eyes.
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery, taking you to the heiress.
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way,
I couldn't
hero.
use my Witcher senses because I was in combat.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
Forgive me. I saw him running. Thought it was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once.
Oh, it's not possible to catch him? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Mother, why did he do this to her? Why?
Wow, that's like super rude stuff to say. Like, we know that he seems to be motivated by the eternal fire. So let's go with what he's
Because
been
she
doing.
blasphemed the eternal fire. Only thing that ties her to the other victims. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body. A note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that.
I don't blame you.
Let her be the last victim. Please.
Yeah, this dude's a bastard. Oof.
Bruises, broken fingernails. She defended herself. Must be why it took him longer, and why he almost got caught. Here it is. Sweet Nettie, crippled Kate's. Growing bolder, not just the name, but the place too. Won't get away this time.
The killer's Saltspire? Nah, if it would have been Saltspire, he would have, like, blown her. Dude would have a gun. Remember, good people, that the fire devours everything in its path, sparing no one and stopping for nothing. The fire burns all sinners alike, be they paupers or princes, men or non-humans, weak or powerful. Whoever breaks its commandments, whoever does not heed the church's counsel, whoever worships false gods, the name shall be turned to ash in its flame. Live then in the truth of the eternal fire, listen to its holy men, for they are your shepherd, concerned citizen.
Same wounds as the previous victims. Examination would be a waste of time. Gotta get to crippled Kate's, fast. Another empty formaldehyde bottle.
You say it'll be a waste. Alright, I gotta go. Got a murderer to catch. What? Why is this locked? Damn it. What about the other way?
You must sweat like a spider in that jacket.
Greetings.
Greetings! My mother's just been murdered. Greetings! Somebody's got to be setting this guy on people, though. Like, how could he have possibly known that she was turning against the Eternal Fire and was, like, burning all of her stuff? Someone's got to be setting this soldier on people, or this zealot on people, I'm thinking. What is the largest city in Warhammer Fantasy in population and area? Skavenblight, probably. for size, that's a toss-up. I would say when it comes to like pure size, Kalaza Karak is it's Skaven Blight. I'd still probably say Skaven Blight, even though it's like a damn mess. But Kalaza Karak's definitely a healthy contender because it's just large. But who knows? Maybe the capital city of, or the largest city in Cathay may also well be a contender. I'm not sure Wei Jin is the largest city. The largest city is actually probably the port city that Ying Yin rules over, or Yang Yin. Bless this ravaged body. How about Kimmery? No. Kimmery is definitely not the largest. Human cities are nothing compared to Karak.
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
Can't stop me.
You mean me to grab
This one could be a red herring. Like, the killer has got to know that we're pursuing him. So I'm kind of expecting him to lay a trap for us. So I'm thinking this may be a trap.
No one will hear you, bitch. Not a soul.
Or not.
You, though, whole town will hear you in a minute.
Oh, this
Again,
douche.
you disturbed me, and I so dislike being disturbed. I was to play with sweet Nettie, render her not so sweet, but I shall see to you first.
Yeah, right.
What, no foreplay? No formaldehyde? Coals in my eye sockets?
What the fuck are you on about?
Murder. You killed Fabian Meyer.
It's not him.
Patricia Vegelbud.
It's not him.
And many others.
Bollocks. You're mistaken, vagrant.
Found a message on Patricia's body. Led me here to crippled Kate's. To sweet Nettie. If you didn't leave it, who did?
I don't know, but I see we must talk. Calmly.
Who knew you'd be here?
Strangely enough, I don't announce these outings far and wide. There's but one man who... That's impossible. He treats even corpses with kid gloves.
The coroner. Said you were busy, that you wouldn't visit the morgue. Gotta go after him.
Go. But to Warehouse 12 at the docks. He's there this time of day, procuring supplies. Formaldehyde. I shall stay here. I've unfinished business with sweet Nettie. After all, I paid in advance.
Yeah, no. Wow, you could just leave her to this guy? Holy crap, dude. That is like, wow, you could be absolutely brutal.
You'll untie her, drop your coin pouch on the table, then leave here and never come back.
Yes, I will.
Man, I'm so glad I
boy.
invested in that skill. Okay, we gotta go. She'll be okay. I went the wrong way.
You copy what you got. You'd normally pay for that. Oh! You'd normally pay for that.
I can't imagine how horrible it would be to, like, not have that skill. And so you're just constantly dealing with people being like, ah, it's using Jedi mind tricks, and not falling for it.
Let's go.
Dude, that dude was a creep. Not our killer, though. Sweet Nettie, I have made a horrible mistake. Like, I almost half expected for him to take the rag out of her mouth and her to be like, yeah, dude, why are you interrupting this? I'm totally into this. I should be writing faster, but the game won't let me.
Oh, mutant.
Where are you?
Run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
What are you?
What are you?
A vampire?
Whoa,
Higher,
shit!
of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts.
Wow,
Fire
a
down the
religious
throat.
vampire.
Yeah, symbolism's
new.
clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
Should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
What a jerk! Tell him we'll never be as good as Vlad.
There are other ways. Could have set up a soapbox in Hierarch Square, preached from it.
How funny. That's exactly what I did. But none listened. Instead they laughed, threw stones. Give a thought to my victims. A lecherous woodcarver who'd spend his last copper on whores. An old countess who defiled symbols of the faith. A Trebyritz for whom nothing was sacred, nothing above ridicule. They did not deserve to live. But their deaths could be a lesson to others. Awaken them, scare them onto the correct path, the path to the fire, to cleansing, to salvation. For you, I'm afraid it's too late. You are a man of little faith. I sense this.
But I'm pretty good with a sword.
Pretty good. My not committed.
Ow! Superior Vampire Oil! Activate! Let's see. Vampire. When was the last time I hunted down a vampire? They don't like Igni, and they also don't like... They use moon dust to stop him from going invisible. Ooh, this music, though. Also, for my potions, I want some black blood, so if he bites me, he can choke on it. Then let's do... This is a bop, man. Do rate decoction? Alright. Let's boogie, asshole. Your invisibility is not that convincing, son. Can't turn invisible now, can ya? No, I want to take my time killing you. You're gonna die poisoned and burning. That's how you're gonna... Oh, damn it, he choked to death. You deserved a much longer death, you piece of garbage. What an asshole. And there are so many people in chat that were like, Sotek, this one's really hard, don't get fooled. Has anyone actually been fooled by that quest? That was like the most obvious reveal. I was expecting like I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting something a lot more intense. Yeah, I figure he's not a higher vampire because his transformation didn't turn into anything particularly interesting. Remember, dear people, that a fire once lit cannot be stopped, that it consumes everything in its path and only ceases to rage once all has been turned to ash. Men cannot flee this element, and if they bow before it, if they let it into your hearts, they too turn to ash. Search then your consciences and live in accordance with the church's dictates before the time for penance is past. Like, the instant that guy showed up, and the first dude you help is like, oh, you literally have not aged. Like, it's been 30 years and you have not aged at all. Like, I was like, all right, dude's a monster. Like, most obvious, that painful hint. Y'all got me worked up for nothing, chat. For nothing. Where's this page? In here somewhere. Or did they move him to the monster section? Bart the Troll. Bart the Troll guarding Dijkstra's treasure could have been the poster boy for the latest craze amongst Novigrad's wealthy strata. A trend that had swept over everyone from bankers and merchants to underworld crime bosses. The fashion question provides guards marked just not by fierce loyalty, but also by massive size, endless stamina, and crushing physical strength. Well-developed... Wait, no, we've already read this. I don't know why it's showing as... Okay, weird. Let's see. Here is... Oh, we got this guy. Father Nathaniel. Or Reverend Nathaniel. Reverend Nathaniel, supervisor of the city morgue and cleric of the Church of the Eternal Fire, was a man with a vile character and a stormy past. Before donning the frock, he had served for years as a city torturer. One would be hard-pressed to find a more inferior candidate for a pastor than a former hangman, but as the saying goes, in Novigrad anything is possible. To say Geralt caught Nathaniel red-handed would be an ill-considered pun. Yet though the situation Geralt found himself in clearly proved Nathaniel was a cruel sadist, did not prove he was a serial killer. Geralt kept a cool head and decided the priest was not the man he was after. Not tearing any further, Geralt raced off to catch the true perpetrator. I guess because we had already read it? Oh, there he is. Oh, nope, just lost him. Go. Hubert. Let's see. Here it is. Rick might have succeeded in shifting the blame to another suspect, if not for the Witcher's perception. Perspicacity. Geralt had already figured out Rex was the true murderer, but was shocked to learn he was also a powerful vampire. Powerful in quotes.
Faster.
Quotation marks, but yes. Not actually the first religious vampire I've ever seen. The first religious vampire I've ever read about was actually Guinevere. Genevieve. Genevieve, the vampire from from Warhammer Fantasy. She's actually a Sigmarite vampire. And in her original story, though I don't think this part of it is really canon in the modern lore because it just doesn't make sense. But in her older lore, Genevieve actually used the power of Sigmar to kill Drakenfels. Like, she literally manifested holy power in order to kill that son of a gun. Oh, scoreballs! I knew what the word meant. I just was struggling to figure out how to pronounce it. Alright, hopefully Priscilla's doing okay. Up four? Maybe? There we are.
How's
better, right?
Yes.
Oh, poor honey.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Oh yeah, I took care of it.
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. From me and Priscilla.
Poor baby. I want to say 2, but I'm worried about how he might say it. Like, 1 is like, okay, no need to thank me. So maybe I should say 1. Because 1 seems like the more polite response. I want to go with a more polite response because I like these 2. I like Dandelion and I like Priscilla. 2 seems like it might be more of like an asshole response. It's fine? Okay.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
Thank you, Jet.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Broccolon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Hey, bro, did you know your boss was a vampire?
Yes, Garrett.
What is this about Shawnee?
Know another surgeon from Oxenford Academy. Her name's Shawnee. Know her? Red hair, cropped short, freckles.
And a hopeless idealist. Naturally, I know her. She was my assistant for a year.
Any idea where she is now?
My gut tells me she's somewhere along the front, patching up pikemen. I told her.
Oh, Shawnee
it would
from
be
Fire
futile.
Game.
In the time she saved 100 lives, another 1,000 would be lost. But medics with a mission, you can't argue with them.
Like the true waifu of Game 1. Ah. Genevieve, what's she up to? Genevieve in the old world? Genevieve's not alive in the old... I don't think Genevieve's been born yet by the old world timeline. Genevieve was fairly young, I think, in the scheme of the world. I don't remember when she was turned into a vampire, but most of Genevieve's like major events take place fairly recently, timeline-wise. If I could have a body pillow of a non-human and non-elf character in Warhammer Fantasy, who would it be? A body pillow of a non-human, non-elf character. I would say... When you say non-human, do you mean, like, not humanoid? I'm assuming you mean not humanoid. Because there are a lot of really easy answers, to be honest. What bit of lore did I learn for the most that I was the most excited about from Andy? Probably the bit I was the most excited about was learning... Oh god, there was a bunch. Learning that the Celestial Dragon Emperor's life is tied to the Great Bastion, I thought was really interesting and made that whole situation a lot more fascinating. And the wall itself a lot more intriguing. I loved learning about the lores of Yin and Yang and the Dragon Children. I think the Dragon Children were a fantastic piece of lore, especially how some of them are missing. Just tons of great stuff. Non-humanoid. Oh, if I had to have a non-humanoid for a body pillow... I would go with... I'd go with Miao Ying in dragon form. Easy. Done. It'd be close enough. Close enough. I would be one step from greatness.
Why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Because it suits Radovid. You've not heard the story? The rector wished to grant him an honorary doctorate. The faculty disagreed. Nonetheless, Radovid arrived for the ceremony, donned a gown, collected his diploma,